Montgomery County Police have used the same recruit pass-fail policy at its training academy for the last 30 years.
And new at 6 o'clock, the department is now experimenting with a new approach that provides more testing retakes. 7 News' Kevin Lewis live at the county's training academy with the details on this for us. Kevin?
John, Michelle, the police department says this new model is well within Maryland state guidelines. It's also similar to what other large departments are doing across the country, including the LAPD.
Are you finding this difficult?
No, sir.
No?
Montgomery County police recruits must pass 18 subject matters at the training academy. The topics include driving, fitness, shooting, and constitutional law. Historically, each recruit has been allowed to fail in 2 categories, so long as they passed on their second attempt.
But we're looking at what's fair in Montgomery County.
Assistant Police Chief Darren Frank recently modified the testing requirements. The new policy allows up to 1 fail in all of the 18 categories, assuming the recruit passes on take number 2.
This has nothing to do with attrition and hiring.
Frank stressed that the new approach isn't to fill the ongoing officer shortage, but rather to meet people where they are.
A lot of the young people that we have coming into our program have never driven before for a number of reasons. And now we throw them in and we give them 40 hours to learn how to drive a big police car with a lot of equipment and to drive it effectively and safely. The reality is some people are going to need more time. So if I fail you for that after a 40-hour block, how's that fair? You don't have the life experience.
What's the response to a veteran officer that might say this is dumbing down the curriculum or this is just to pass people through due to staffing?
Change is a hard thing, and I understand that there's officers that have questions about it, and we need to do a good job at communicating it.
The current recruit class has 11 members. The department itself is short around 70 officers right now.
Kevin, thank you. We're now hearing from the Fairfax County Police Department after the police chief declared a personnel emergency because of an officer shortage. They're down nearly 200 officers. The department is now moving to a temporary staffing model, and that includes mandatory overtime for officers. It's also hoping to increase the number of women in police recruit classes to 30%.
Ready now, sir. Thank you. Hey! Tackleberry!
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Recha HaKwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and even the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Honors to you, brethren. Shalom, and honors to you, brethren. Shalom to the elect. So anyway, I want to go in this video. I ran across, actually came on one of my notifications in the phone, where I said, well, I have to do a video on this. These the majority of the police departments are short-staffed. Now, we know what happened in the last few years that may have been the biggest problem of it. Now, the cheap suits, and some of you call them small hats, you know, whatever you want to call them, they all orchestrated and behind it to bring the N to the W and then to the O. The agenda, right? And that's all being orchestrated and all played out. So when these different type of people are recruited into the police department and your various other departments, when hell breaks loose and it gets a whole lot worse, they're going to have to call in the big boys, right? And we all know pretty much who those troopers are, because you could clearly see it's a shift, right? It's a shift. But ultimately, why we do these videos is to prove what? Let's go to the scriptures. Isaiah 14:11. It says, "Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of the vials, all right, the noise of thy vials, the worms is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee." Going back just like Rome. Now what's happening is you have another empire that's falling, right? And the infrastructure also classified with, the departments and everything else goes with it. Because once your foundation starts to crumble, everything crumbles, because everything survives off the foundation. You can't have a police department, a fire department, a hospital, or anything without a good foundation. So all that is crumbling, and along with that is these departments. There's a lot you can't say in the video, but I'm gonna go into this word pomp. 1347. It says exaltation, majesty, pride, majesty, exaltation, excellence. They're gods, pride, they're arrogance in a bad sense. So it says right here, thy pomp, which means their excellency, their pride, their God, is brought down to the grave. Okay? It's brought down to the grave. So now money is no longer, that money you see in God we trust. You don't even see that on the plastic. That's all being watered down. Now everything is digital. But they're not going to do this without an agenda behind it. Okay, without something going on behind it. Now, there was a time where it was harder to get jobs. A felon couldn't even get certain jobs. I guarantee you, just like the movie RoboCop, when all the police quit, they looked at the thugs on the side and they threw them badges. And that's called diversifying, and that's what they're all doing now. They're diversifying the police departments. You can Google this stuff and look it up. Right? And this was all about the defund the police thing was about. Everything is orchestrated and set up. Now these cheap suits, they're all set up to promote that. They know what's going on. But ultimately, the Most High is, because they're going to a new shift and a phase. What does one person that already has all the money in the world? They want your loyalty, your allegiance. Okay, so let's go on. I'm not going to make this long. I just wanted to go on this. Let's go to Isaiah 13:11. I think I was just in Isaiah 13. That was Isaiah 14. Let's go to Isaiah 13:11. And I will punish the world for its evil and the wicked for their iniquity. I will halt, their iniquity. I will cause the arrogancy. And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. This is what we just read in Isaiah 14. And will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. So the Most High is bringing all of this down. Now, again, there's a bigger picture and plan that they have going, so they can tell you or have everyone believe that their houses shall continue forever, as the scriptures say. So this is why now you could be a felon and they'll hire you. Pretty much, they're going to have to start hiring damn near anybody. Now, this police said, it's not about being shortage or backstab. It's really about giving people chances, right? So you tell me in beginning of August of 2022, which this I believe was end of July, that now you decided to give other people chances that didn't have the opportunity. See, way back in the day when that departments were started, they had left-hand side things going on. A lot I can't say, But you know who they had up in there, them boys in blue. You know who they were, where they come from. And they had a standard for anybody to become one of them. So you had the low-level ones that rode with the sheets. Then you had the ones that had the blue. And that's why they was into doing the calisthenics and getting ready. That's what they were preparing for. And this is why their mindset is to blow Jake away. Because everybody knows in their spirit what's going down, man. And eventually, it's got to happen. Okay? It's got to happen eventually. Let's go to 2 Ezra 15 and 14, 13. 12. We go to 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues, right? With plagues, as before, right? It's saying here, as before, okay? And will destroy all the land thereof. Okay, so Egypt is still, the original Egypt is still here. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and the punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it, which we know is those ICBMs. It says that till the ground, they that till the ground shall mourn, right? We can read all of Revelation 18, and that'll be good to go into as well. For their seed shall fail, right? Their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with fear, a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand and fight against another, and swords in their hand. And they even had a clip in this movie, Police Academy, because I watched all of them back in the day. I thought it was pretty comical movies, but now it all makes sense. They showed the riots, they had an uproar, they had a martial law, and they made this like out of a comedy. But it was really going down. And they kind of prevailed at the end or whatever. It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. And this was also in that movie Police Academy, the rioting scene. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their hand and in their power. Salakia. So whatever you have, whatever power you have, whatever weapon you have, if someone have a knife, you have a gun, and even if two people have guns and one pull out the smaller gun and get the draw, well, he got the power. Right? It's kind of crazy because they're defunding police, they're defunding the guns, trying to take the guns off, but they putting them back out there. But they want to keep some type of cap on them. So when that time come, you pretty much get the point. A lot of this stuff you can't say in these videos now, but hey, that's pretty much the point that I wanted to bring out. This, what we know today is going down, and if you can't see it, then you have a problem, and that's what we're here to warn about. Okay, anyway, that's all I have on that. Shalom.